Hello, and welcome to episode 192 of the Quiet and Strong podcast, especially for introverts. I'm your host, David Hall, and the creator of quietandstrong.com. This is a weekly podcast dedicated to understanding the strengths and needs of introverts and strategies for success. Introversion is not something to fix, but to be embraced. Normally, we'll air each episode on a Monday. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite platform, leave a review or a rating. That would mean a lot to me, and of course, help others find the show. Tell a friend about the podcast and help get the word out there that introversion is a beautiful thing. Imagine you're deep in the zone. You're completely absorbed in a project that just ignites your passion. Then, like an uninvited guest, distractions creep in. Emails start pinging, or maybe your mind starts wandering off to a different place. For introverts, we thrive on focused solitude and deep work. Getting sidetracked can feel particularly disruptive. If you've ever found yourself yearning for that uninterrupted time to think and create, but you've struggled to maintain that sacred focus, you're not alone. As introverts, we're gifted thinkers, but we need to allow ourselves some time and space to use our gifts, our creativity, and our imaginations. We're often caught in the whirlwind in this hyper-connected world, and as introverts, we find ourselves navigating a minefield of distractions that can easily derail our focus. Imagine your inner sanctuary, a space where ideas flow freely and creativity thrives. And then we're suddenly disrupted by an unexpected phone call or all those notifications from all kinds of sources. For introverts who draw energy from solitude and deep connections, these interruptions can feel particularly jarring. So, how does one maintain the delicate balance between staying engaged and avoiding all these distractions? In this episode, we're going to dive into 10 practical strategies specifically for introverts to safeguard our mental sanctuaries against the many distractions we face on a daily basis. Whether you're working from home or navigating a busy office environment, these tips will empower you to harness your innate strengths as an introvert, such as introspection and concentration. Help us to stay on track, achieve our goals. Let's explore how to transfer those moments of potential distraction into opportunities for deep engagement with your tasks at hand. So first, we got to have clear goals. We got to define specific objectives. What are your objectives for the day? And of course, these are based on longer term, shorter term goals broken down by the week and then the day. So for each day, break down larger projects into smaller, actionable tasks. Instead of a vague goal like work on the presentation, specify, you know, draft bullet points for the main content or whatever it is that's really specific. And then make priorities for the day. Which tasks need immediate attention for the day? What are your most important tasks? I've heard this called MIT or MITs. What are a few things that must be done today? And that helps us focus on what truly matters. Because unexpected things are going to come up that need your attention. But don't lose your focus on your MITs, your most important tasks. And make sure that you only have a few most important tasks. If you get too many, you're not going to get them all done, and that will definitely be frustrating. Second thing, create a distraction-free environment. Organize your space. Keep your workspace tidy and remove clutter that's going to divert your attention. A clean space can lead to a clear mind. In episode 149, Mia Danielle, a clutter-free and holistic living expert and YouTuber, discussed the importance of personal space for introverts. Our spaces serve as a sanctuary, not just for recharging, but also for creativity and strategic thinking. Mia noted that having an organized space promotes restoration and recharge. And introverts thrive in spaces that allow them to rest, recharge, and harness their great strengths and gifts effectively. And in that space, how can you control the noise levels? If possible, can you use noise canceling headphones or listen to music that helps you concentrate? How is your space? Who do you need to negotiate with for some quiet? And that leads us to the next point. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential for introverts seeking to maintain focus in both personal and professional environments. We need to let those around us know what we need and how we work best. How much focus time do you need? And if you're like me, your day may vary quite a bit and your need for focus time is going to vary. Also, keep in mind that your coworker or family member may not need the same focus time that you do, but that doesn't make your need any less valid. I work some days in the office and some days at home. In the office, I can close my door from time to time. Of course, not everyone has a door, and good communication about needs for quiet focus is important. At home, actually, I don't have a door. I have more the open office plan at home, and I need to regularly communicate with my wife, who always works from home, about what we need for quiet. She needs quiet, I need quiet. It's regular communication about what we need and what we have going on for the day. And by clearly communicating our need for uninterrupted time, we can create space that respects our natural inclination for solitude. And this might involve designating specific hours for that deep work, establishing do not disturb signals. Maybe it's a note on your desk or using some kind of software that indicates availability. But when colleagues and family members understand and respect these boundaries, introverts can concentrate better, leading to increased productivity and a sense of accomplishment. Also, keep in mind if a colleague or family member needs some time from you, but you also need to accomplish that deep work, make some plans. So instead of just saying, yeah, I can't talk to you right now, say something like, I need to concentrate on this project for the next hour. Let's chat after that or schedule a meeting in the future. That way you're not rejecting them, but you're doing your best work, you're articulating your needs, and you're also taking care of your relationships. And the next thing, do you have a daily routine? Do you have some things that you do every day? Are certain times better for some things? Having a consistent routine helps reduce decision fatigue. Introverts often appreciate structure. So set up a daily schedule that allows you to flow from task to task without having to constantly refocus. A daily routine is essential for introverts to find focus because it provides structure and predictability, which can reduce that mental clutter and decision fatigue. And as we're discussing, introverts thrive in environments that allow for deep concentration, and a well-organized routine can carve out that space. Establish consistent patterns for work, rest, recharge. Introverts can avoid overstimulation and create balances that suits our natural preferences. Knowing when certain tasks or activities take place also allows you to mentally prepare, helping enhance your productivity and minimize distractions. And a daily routine allows introverts to conserve their energy by incorporating downtime into their schedule, which is crucial for maintaining focus. Introverts need time to recharge, and having this planned out in our days can ensure that we recover from social interactions or mentally taxing tasks. This balance between focus time and restful breaks helps prevent burnout and keeps us energized when we need to concentrate. With a structured day, introverts can create a workflow that maximizes our natural strengths, allowing us to engage in deeper, more meaningful work without being sidetracked. Of course, no day is going to be perfect. Be flexible and be prepared for unexpected things. But in general, having a structure is going to go a long way. And part of that structure is utilizing time blocks. This can be a very effective strategy. Designate specific blocks of time for different tasks throughout the day. For example, maybe reserve mornings for deep work and afternoons for meetings and email responses. But that way, plan times for focus, and don't try to keep switching between things. Figure out times a day where certain types of tasks work best for you. And incorporate breaks. Use techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you focus for 25 minutes or a certain period of time, and then take a 5-minute break. And for me, this could be a break from work, or you could just switch to a different type of task. I have found it effective to focus for a period of time and then maybe do something like check my email for a few minutes and then focus on something again. Maybe it's taking a quick walk to get a drink or something. And this Pomodoro method helps maintain focus while preventing burnout. And of course, reflect and adjust. At the end of the day, review what you've accomplished and look at your time blocks for the following day based on what worked best and what you still have to do. And the next thing, practice mindfulness. Be present with the task or the people that are with you. I know sometimes I might be with my family and I'm thinking about work, or I'm at work thinking about my family. Find ways to be present. In episode 82, Dr. Mitch Ablett, psychologist and mindfulness expert, discussed how mindfulness is misunderstood as being synonymous with meditation. He said that, traditionally and historically, mindfulness is a state of experience. It involves being intentionally and non-judgmentally focused on the present moment. While meditation is a form of practicing mindfulness, the core idea is about hovering in our minds in the present, noticing without judgment, and not merely reacting to the brain's tendency to constantly anticipate and process threats or rewards. So this contrasts with the typical state where our brains are constantly busy with anticipation and coordination of needs. So it's being in the present moment. There may be many ways to get there. So breathing exercises or guided meditations may be helpful for you to increase your awareness of the present, but you need to determine, what methods work for you to be in the moment and be present. And before switching from one task to another, take a breath and refocus your mind. This can help distractions from lingering from the previous task. And when your mind starts to wander, acknowledge the thought and gently bring your focus back to the task at hand. Practicing mindfulness can greatly help introverts stay focused and encourage them to fully be present and grounded in the moment. Since we introverts tend to have rich inner worlds, mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or meditation or other techniques where we're watching our thoughts can quiet mental clutter and reduce overstimulation. Regularly practice mindfulness, and we can become more aware of distractions as they arise, whether they're internal thoughts or external triggers, and we can gently guide our attention back to the task at hand. And that leads us into our next thing of capturing our ideas. As an introvert, my mind is always going. My ideas never stop. It's a gift we have as introverts, but it can get us sidetracked. So maybe we're doing some deep work on a project and then our mind starts wandering to a great idea for something completely different. It happens to me regularly. But the thing is, the idea may be a brilliant one. It's just not the right time. So it's brilliant and you don't want to let it get away. So write it down or capture it for later review. And capturing ideas effectively is crucial for introverts who process thoughts internally before expressing them. Keep a dedicated notebook or a digital app, and we can keep track of those ideas as we have them, but also it'll allow us to stay focused on the task at hand, but we won't lose that idea. This will help us maintain focus and allow for deeper exploration of that concept at a later time. So when we have that record of our thoughts, we can revisit it and refine it. And this will help us with clarity and productivity. And we can stay focused where we need to be at the moment. So capture ideas as they come, but then make a time to regularly review them. So you can decide, hey, you know what? This is something that I want to start to do, and this other thing can wait. And as far as the things that can wait, I really like what David Allen calls it. David Allen's the author of Getting Things Done, and he calls this the someday maybe list. So maybe it's a great idea, but we can't do everything. So, we park it there and we revisit it, and maybe that idea's time will come. And then, of course, we need to limit our multitasking or commit to single tasking. Train yourself to focus solely on one task until it's complete. Again, if you find this difficult, maybe, set a timer for shorter periods of time. But the truth is, we can only focus on one task at a time. When we try to do more than one thing at a time, there's a lot of starting and stopping and wondering, hey, where did I leave off? Have you ever tried to talk to someone on the phone and answer emails? It doesn't work very well, and it's really not fair to the person you're talking to on the phone when you're not giving them your undivided attention. And also, your email probably won't be as good as it should be. So focus on one thing at a time. And maybe it'll be helpful to batch similar tasks. Maybe like you're going to respond to your emails during a focused period of time, or you're going to make the phone calls you need to make during a focused period of time. So you can reduce your cognitive load of constantly switching gears. All right, the next one, turn off notifications. We have too many notifications on our computers and our phones. And these notifications can quickly derail our deep work. So think about what notifications do you absolutely have to have, and which ones can you turn off? So, for example, I have notifications when I get a call or text, but I don't have email notifications. I manage my email regularly throughout the day, but if I got notified every time I got an email, I wouldn't get any work done. I would get sidetracked every time I got a message. In my work, I do get IM notifications throughout the day. Mine are with Google. Maybe you have something similar like Slack or Microsoft Teams or something else. And this can be distracting. So you got to tell yourself, okay, when can I ignore those? And when is it important for me to make an immediate response? And maybe look at the culture of your work environment. Can you change the culture and have people reserve the IMs for more urgent situations? I don't have any notifications for my social media, but I check them intentionally. And this may be different for you. For example, maybe staying connected on LinkedIn throughout the day may be an important part of your work. You have to decide. For introverts, turning off notifications is a key strategy for maintaining focus. We have so many distractions. Constant alerts, phones, emails, social media can interrupt your deep thinking and diminish your productivity, making it difficult to engage fully with the tasks or people that you're with. So silence those notifications when you can, and you can create a more controlled environment where you can immerse yourself in your work without the constant pull of these notifications and interruptions. And make some intentional choices so you can have longer periods of concentration. And most of us aren't going to concentrate all day long. So, there will be times to check things without being notified. And the last one, number 10, reflect regularly. Take short breaks to assess your progress and realign with your goals. And that'll help you maintain focus. Reflection is one of our introvert superpowers, and regular reflection is a powerful practice for introverts aiming to maintain focus and clarity in our pursuits. Take time to pause and evaluate what's working and what isn't. And that allows us to realign our efforts and our goals. And having a reflective practice can take many forms, such as journaling, meditation, or simply quiet contemplation. By carving out moments for introspection, introverts can process their experience, recognize patterns, and identify distractions that may have derailed your focus. This not only enhances your self-awareness, but also empowers you to make informed adjustments in your routines. And reward yourself. Find a way to reward yourself for completing tasks to motivate you and keep the distractions away. And this can take many forms. It may just be, giving yourself a pat on the back and telling yourself, you did some good work today. It may be giving yourself a short break or doing something fun for a short or long time. And keep in mind, plans will regularly not go as planned, but keep reflecting and adjusting, and so you can accomplish some deep and great work. And by incorporating these strategies, you can cultivate a more focused and productive work environment, leading to greater efficiency and satisfaction in your work. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Remember, if you're interested in getting to know yourself better, there's now a free Type Finder personality assessment on the Quiet and Strong website. This free assessment will give you a brief report, including the four-letter Myers-Briggs code. I'll add a link in the show notes. I'd love to connect with you. Reach out at david@quietandstrong.com or check out the quietandstrong.com website, which includes blog posts and links to Quiet and Strong social media. Send me topics or guests you would like to see on the show. There's so many great things about being an introvert, and we need those to be understood. Get to know your introverted strengths and needs and be strong.